Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ellie Snake Lady and today I'm going to be doing more of a sort of vlog type video. So I'm just doing like a health check with my snakes, and I'm also going to be explaining what to look out for where snakes' health is concerned. So I'll be doing that. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do a little health check, then weigh them, and I'll put up on the screen, you know, what each snake's weight is and whether they've lost or gained any weight. And then I'm just going to be showing you me cleaning their water bowls out and just making sure that's all clean. I have a little Apollonia here with me just to show you. She shed her skin last night, so she's looking all lovely. But on the end of her tail there's a little bit of skin. I don't know if you can see that, so I'm just going to see if I can get that off. Yeah, we got it off. Okay, so like I was saying, it's important that the tail tip comes off, otherwise what will happen is the same thing that happened with Caduceus. It'll basically, the old skin will just keep getting stuck and stuck and stuck around the tail tip, and it'll end up strangulating the end of the tail tip, so it'll stop any blood supply that's going to try and get through to that tail tip. So as I say, it's important to try and get it off. In the wild, snakes will probably lose their tail tip. It's quite a common thing, but as I say, with captive bred, we're the ones looking after them, so we have to keep an eye on these things and just sort of make sure that those little bits do actually come off. So it was like literally a matter of like 2 or 3 scales on her tail tip that hadn't come off. But other than that, she's looking all shiny and new, so there we go. So this is Apollonia's little head part of her shed snake skin. There's an eye cap there, and there's another one just in there, so you can kind of see that. I think the chin bit is on under here somewhere. It was kind of a bit rolled up, but yeah, so that's the head bit. This bit sort of became detached, but yeah, so this is all shed snake skin. And here's that little tail part. Remember the bit that didn't come off properly, so we got that off. And that's there is where her vent is. So I know that looks like blood, but it's just, you know, it's just a little bit red because that's the sort of slight inner part of her vent. So yeah, but that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed them all a bit later, and I'll show you that. I'll be putting a pre-warning up because I know some people are funny about snakes eating and things. So, and also if you can hear any humming, that's my mum mowing the lawn. So anyway, so yeah, so I'm just going to put her back and let her chill out for a bit before I feed her later on. So the spine is very protruded, the sides are slanted inwards, and the snake will be like a rectangular shape. The spine is never visible, fatty deposits form around the spine, and the sides are very protruded. This is the perfect shape for a snake. It has muscly shape, spine is visible when body is bended, and looks like a loaf of bread. So I've got Caduceus here, and I'm just checking his eyes, nose and mouth to make sure there's no mites or anything on him. I also check his scales to make sure there's like no lumps or bumps or anything in between. So I just kind of look up sort of his belly and make sure there's nothing, because a lot of the time that's where scale rot can appear. It is on the scutes underneath the snake, so there we go, check him, he seems okay. Check his vent as well, make sure that's okay. Make sure there's nothing on there. And then I just check his tail, make sure that's okay. Some of you know his tail tip came off a little while ago, but it's doing a lot better now. But yeah, so he seems alright, he hasn't got any lumps or bumps or anything on him, so yeah, he seems quite healthy and happy. He's due to shed his skin at some point, but when that will be I'm not quite sure, but yeah. So I've got little Asclepion with me, and I'm going to be as quick as possible because he's in blue. But I'm just sort of, yet again, checking around his eyes, and I'm just checking around his eyes and on his body for any lumps or anything. And he just seems fine. His scales underneath seem fine. As say, they're faded because he's in blue. But yeah, so that's him in blue. So I'm going to try and do this as quick as possible. So yeah, I can't see any sign of scale rot or mites or anything like that. So there we go. Right, so I've got Athene and I'm just checking her over. Yet again, the eyes, nose, mouth seems to be clear. And oh, I don't know if I can show you, but there we go. She's got these scales that are all different colours, but they're very shiny. Can't see any marks or anything. As you can see, like, it's very awkward, but as you can see, her vent is just there where my thumb is, and it looks clear. There's nothing on her tail tip either. So yeah, she seems to be doing all right. And she's very squiggly. Oh, there we go. So I'm just checking on this little girl. Yet again, just checking the eyes, nose and mouth. Make sure there's no mites or anything like that on her. So as you can see, there's not. I'm checking her scales on her belly for anything. And I'm just checking her vent, if I can show you. There it is. It's just there. So that seems okay. And the end of her tail seems all right as well. So yeah, so she's looking pretty healthy. I'm going to put the weights up on the screen so you can kind of see what's what, but yeah. Okay, so now I have Estrella with me, and her eyes look clear and her nose and her mouth and everything. So anything like mites would be a bit difficult to catch on darker snakes, so you do have to look a bit harder, but you know, as far as I can see, she's not got anything like that on her. Everything looks fine. I've checked her body over as well. There's no lumps and bumps. Her little tail, as you can see, looks all right. And I'll just check. Her vent has actually got some orange scales on there. So I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, so but yeah, that's, you know, that seems fine as well. So yeah, so she's doing pretty good, aren't you, my little bean? I think I woke her up, but anyway. So I have a little upside down Aristeus with me, and as you can see, his eyes are looking good and clear. He shed his skin not that long ago, so his body looks fine, his scales look fine. You can see his little tummy scales. His tail looks fine. He shed complete, which was great. So yeah, he's very alert. They're all very alert and stuff, so yeah. It's more important to weigh them when they're younger. You want to make sure that they are healthier and putting on weight and stuff. So, and he's doing pretty good. He's not even 1 yet, so I'm trying to think how old he was. I think he was born in May, so yeah. So he's what we're nearly in March, so he's 10 months old. So yeah. Have this that I put their old water in, and I gather it all in here, and then I go to the bathroom and basically tip it down the toilet. Then just wipe it round, give it a good dry. Bottled water. And that's their water bowls all done. So as you can see, they all ate their food, and as you can see, Australia's quite shy about eating and things like that, so she's always trying to hide. So getting any video of her eating is quite difficult, because obviously I do feed them in their tanks because they feel comfortable in their tanks. And they know that daytime means me getting them out and me doing their water bowls and things like that, but at night, that is when I feed them. Now I know I've said I've fed Aristeus in the day, but to be honest, at the moment he's not bothered when he eats. It could be day, night, whatever, so whatever's easiest for him really. So yeah, and all my other snakes, they're, you know, doing fine. And as you can see, Apollonia shed her skin, almost all in one piece. It was a little bit split and broken, but that happens, and I did have to get that little tail tip off, but I did it, so there we go. If you did enjoy that video, then please like and subscribe, and when you do subscribe, please hit that bell notification and press all, so you get notifications of all my latest videos. And if you've got any comments or questions, then just pop them in the comments section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. But for now, from myself and all my snakies, it is goodbye, and we'll see you in my next video. Thanks very much for watching.